I don't know about you, but I can say that I had a pretty fun weekend myself.
I'm sure your definition of fun is going on message boards and starting flame wars with Abrams Trek fans.
Well, yes. However, regardless of how I spent my weekend, I'm sure it doesn't compare to the awesome time that you had with Rhonda.
You're just waiting for me to say how miserable I was the entire time. Aren't you?
Well, were you?
Do you even need to ask? All night long, she was constantly making eyes at me, calling me Edward, telling me to bite her, and all kinds of crap. It was disgusting.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about that.
I doubt that. I believe it was you who said, knowing that I would have a miserable time would make you jump for joy. Or did I simply hear you wrong?
Okay, I know what I said. And I was just giving you a hard time. Honestly, I wouldn't wish a date with Rhonda even on the most hardcore fan of Abrams Trek. But I gotta hand it to you. You're definitely a man of your word. You managed to stick it out. I don't know of anyone else who would have stuck with the agreement you made with Heather.
Yeah. Well, I tried my best to be simple and polite with Rhonda, but she wouldn't let up. Finally I had no choice but to take drastic action.
What did you do?
It was awesome. I stood up, looked her directly in the eye, and told her that Kirk could easily kick Sparkle Boy's ass into next year.
Bullshit.
No sir, no bullshit.
Wow. You really said that?
Damn Skippy.
Well played, my good man. Well played. It takes balls of steel to say something like that to Rhonda's face. It's a miracle you're even standing here now, and not laying in some hospital bed in a full-body cast. Rhonda becomes a stark raving lunatic when anyone criticizes Twilight. So what did she do after you said that?
Well, stark raving lunatic is about right. She immediately started screaming at me that I was jealous of Edward, and that I'm a Nazi, and all those other typical fangirl responses. And while she's going crazy, I just stood there trying not to laugh my ass off. It was great.
Man, I wish I could have been there to see that. So, I guess that's the end of Rhonda, huh?
Well, aside from the death threats I will no doubt receive from her for the rest of the semester, I think it's safe to say I won't have to deal with her anymore.
What do you think Heather will say?
Who cares what Heather says? That girl needs to get new friends. Anyway, I'm off to my next class. See you later.
Yeah. And don't forget, our birthday celebration for the chat is next Saturday at my apartment.
I'd just as soon go on another date with Rhonda.
Huh?
I said I'll think about it.
Dude, you missed it.
What?
This past Saturday at my place. You missed some pretty fun stuff.
That's right, the annual William Shatner Fest hosted by Jones McDonley, where a handful of people gather every year to watch Star Trek V and perform selections from The Transformed Man. Sounds like the place to be.
Very funny. For your information, the movie we saw was free enterprise. And I don't know where you got the idea that we recite The Transformed Man, but that's not true either. And besides, that's not what I was referring to.
Relax, I'm just pulling your leg. You know, I'm surprised you still wanted me to come over, considering I'm just one of those unintelligent, Kool-Aid drinking fans of Abrams' film.
You know, I wouldn't deny someone an invitation just because of that. Herbert loves that movie, but I still invited him. So what was your excuse for not coming this time? Still hiding from Rhonda?
Please. I'm not scared of that psycho bitch.
So I guess that explains why you were wearing a somebody-call-a-doctor wig, a fake mustache, and aviator sunglasses around campus nearly all of last week.
So, what was this allegedly fun stuff that I supposedly missed out on?
Well, since you asked. At one point, we were all shooting some 8-ball, and Herbert and Kosher Pickle Harry got into a pretty funny argument over who would win in a fight, William Shatner's Kirk, or Chris Pine's Kirk. Now Herbert actually has the gall to say that Pine could easily take down Shatner. And of course Kosher Pickle Harry didn't like that too much. So they're going back and forth for a good 10 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm getting this all on my camcorder. So finally, Kosher Pickle Harry decides to prove Shatner would win, by challenging Herbert to a sparring match, with Kosher Pickle Harry using Shatner's fighting style, while Herbert would use Pine's fighting style. Now, as we've all seen, Pines Kirk doesn't really have a fighting style to speak of, as he got his ass handed to him repeatedly throughout the movie, so Herbert is pretty much screwed since Kosher Pickle Harry gets to use all of Shatner's awesome moves. So anyway, that's exactly what he does. He launches a patented Kirk flying kick at Herbert and sends him flying 10 feet across the room. It was hilarious. I'm definitely posting the video up on YouTube.
Just another day in the life of William Shatner fanboys.
Rick, you know you wanted to be there. Don't deny it. Next year, I'm going to.
What?
Don't look now, but Rhonda just walked into the cafeteria.
Where?
Side entrance.
Jones, quick. Hide me.
You're a wimp.